Hey, Aloha Offline Sharks. Welcome to the Friday Aloha Marketing Jam Session. I'm Tom Gaddis coming to you from sunny Las Vegas. Nick Ponte coming to you from New York City. Man, we're excited you guys are here. We have an awesome live show lined up today. Today we're going to be talking about one of our favorite foot in the door services. And if you are on this live and you don't have any clients, I think that's one of the best services that you can do. And I know a lot of people shy away from it. I'm not going to spill the beans on what it is yet, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to take your questions. We're going to give you some suggestions, share some things that have worked for us in our experience. It's going to be a great live show. So grab something to drink, get in a comfortable chair and position, and I'm going to I'm going to cue the intro.
Are you ready for the fastest 60 minutes of local marketing strategy, tactics, tips, and fun on planet Earth? It's now time. The moment you've been waiting for. After 167 agonizing hours, they've returned. Broadcasting live from their island retreats, smack dab in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, and now back for a brand new Sharks Live show. It's your hosts, the Offline Sharks, Tom Gaddis and Nick Ponte.
Thank you.
Bravo, Tom. Bravo. Man, so I went to a. Sorry. Go ahead.
You first. I insist.
No, after you, please.
No, oh, look, we both have American flags on our shirts.
Oh man, America. I love how you're biting my style.
Oh, that's so funny. My warfighter tobacco.
It's people. Every time I wear this shirt, people are like, "Oh, what branch are you in?" They think I'm in the military.
It looks very military. Yeah,
it's just a shirt. I don't.
What is it? What's it a shirt of?
I don't know, some like workout company or something, some CrossFit company. I mean,
that's why, because it's a workout thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
I went to a jazz club. A jazz club.
Oh, nice.
The other night.
Was it fun?
Yeah, it was really cool. I've never been to one of those. I've never been to one. I mean, man, the level of talent of what people can do, with music and art and all of the arts, I guess you could say, here is pretty incredible. I mean, I'm just not used to that type of thing. And it was really, really cool. It was like a Latin jazz, which I had never heard, but it was it was really cool to just be a part of that, and having not been a part of big group activities for so long, and that was the first time they had performed in over a year, so it was really cool.
That's cool. Have they started the Philharmonic back up again?
It's this month.
You should. Yeah. Have you ever been to that?
Yeah, about 5 years ago, I came and did. Sloan took me to the Rise of the Valkyrie from the New York Philharmonic. That was cool.
When we went to Barcelona and we stayed in New York on our way. We landed in New York and we went to the Philharmonic that night and saw this.
Yeah,
classic show. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Really cool.
It's quite an experience. I've done that in Detroit too. Went to the symphony there, and it's a very different experience when you experience it live.
Yeah. Yep. Well, enough about all that. Let's talk marketing.
I was going to say, I'm like, when I was doing this, I'm super sore. So I have a confession to make to everybody out there. So with the move and everything that was going on, like my workout routine slipped by the wayside. I was just walking and doing some running. And so finally I was like, enough is enough. I was like, Miranda, we're going to work out.
Yeah, I love how it's Miranda. You need her to help you get there, right? Like you can't just go.
So I'm like, we're going. Well, she likes to work out together, right? She likes for us to do that stuff together. So I found this thing called F45, and we went and we took 3 classes, and we were so sore on the third day that I was walking up the stairs in the house, and like every step I was like, ow, 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 ow. My daughters came out of their bedroom and they were like, what's wrong, Dad? I'm like, oh my God. I was like, but we're going again today. So today's our 4th workout. We're going to a 5 o'clock class, but it's been It's been fun. It's just like anything, even in business, right? Like when you're initially trying to get back into something or get something going, it's like it kind of hurts, right? Like, but I know like next week's going to be easier. Like we'll be able to, like, we'll feel better. Like you just got to kind of push through it. So like one thing that I have found that helped though, and this kind of relates to business, which is why I brought it up, is because they have different times, classes at different times every day, right? But they fill up pretty fast. So like I literally have to go in and like map out when and the times we're going to go in advance. And then if you miss a class, like they can charge you $10 for not showing up because you took a spot. So it's like, it's really forced me to like, instead of being like, I'll just wait and see how I feel. It's like, I've got to like pick the times and the stuff to do at the beginning of the week. And then it doesn't matter how I feel. I freaking go because I signed up.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that. And this really does like tie in. I mean, we were actually, just so everybody knows, we were talking about not this exact thing, but like a little sub niche of this thing. When we were talking earlier this morning, Tom, Cameron, and I were kind of doing a little mastermind. We were talking about how most people that we talk to, what's the revenue number they want to hit and what's the time crunch, Tom?
So most people will like, if you ask them, like, what do you want to, let's say it's 60 days from now.
Wait, let's ask everybody here.
Yeah.
Let's ask everybody here.
We'll ask you guys.
Yeah. If you guys, what does success look like for you and your business? What is it, 30 or 60 days from now?
60 days. Let's say 60 days. 60 days out. What would you,
60 days
let's
out.
say you're starting from 60 days. Maybe you've joined a program and you're like, look, what would the revenue goals be you want to hit in 60 days?
Yeah, and it doesn't even need to join a program. Just in general, if you could be on the path that your ideal path of growing your business, where would you want to be? Revenue, client wise, I don't know. It could be freedom. It could be, I don't know what it is. But we're going to tie this all in for you all in a second here.
Here's Bill.
Nice, Jacqueline. Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome work, Jacqueline.
Nice, Jacqueline. That's what's
so here,
cool
look,
too.
Here's here's 15K.
Okay.
Here's 10K.
There it is. Kyle hit the nail on the head.
There they are. Yep.
That's the number we had in mind there, Kyle.
That's the magic number. So a few weeks ago, a few weeks ago, look, here we go. Raphael, 10K. Patrick, 10K. Kyle, yep. Yeah. So
wait, does anybody else want to hit 10,000 a month within the next 60 days, just by chance? So the reason
Jordan
we're asking
says I
this,
want to add 6 new clients per month.
I like that. That's realistic. I mean, even 10K is realistic, but the reason that we're asking you this is because we have been talking, with people and amongst ourselves about this, and that's a great goal to hit, and you can do it if you really, give it a full effort. You can totally do it, and we want to help everybody in our community do that 100%, absolutely. But what most people don't realize is that before you can hit that goal, there's a lot of stuff, baby steps that you need to knock out of the way or get like organized, and take these baby steps to get more organized and make sure that you can get your priorities straightened up so you can actually hit that goal. And what I'm talking about is like 10K a month in 60 days isn't just going to fall out of the sky and land in your lap, right? Like that's just not going to happen. You're going to have to wake up early, go to bed early, be consistent,
or stay up late to work on things.
Right. Stay up late to work on things. You're going to have to put in effort, right? You're going to have to not eat like crap so you feel horrible, right? All these things help align all of your motives to reach your goals, right? If you're not doing those things, and then you're like, well, I haven't hit 10K in 60 days. I built a website and people should have came to me. Like it's no wonder, right? When I first started building a business, and I know this is the same thing for Tom because we've worked together for years now. I had to get my freaking life together before I could build a successful business, right? Like I had to get my shit squared away. Like I couldn't, the Nick that started building a business is not the Nick that you see in front of you today, right? Like there have been so many things, gradual progression, and it starts with baby steps, and it's maybe you don't have enough time in the day to start working on your business, even if it's 1 hour a day. So while $10,000 a month is an awesome goal to have. You need to pull it back a little bit and get like 1 hour a day that you can dedicate to your business. And that might mean that you can't go out every night, or you can't stay up playing Counter-Strike or Super Smash Brothers all night, or whatever it is. I know nobody in our audience probably does do that, but
yeah,
people know, but you have to do that, right? Like you have to start there.
Yeah, you do. And like when I was talking to some people about this before too, like one of the things that I kind of brought up is like, and look, people are at different points in their business, right? Sure. Like if you're up running and you're getting a client or two every month and you have some consistency there, getting to a goal like 10K or whatever in 60 days is probably pretty doable. But if you're someone who's sitting there with 0 clients, you've never had a client, you don't have an agency website, you don't even know what service you're going to sell, like hitting that financial mark is going to take a lot of work. And the issue a lot of people run into is it's great to just pull those numbers out of the air, but you got to think them through and think like, okay, like look for 10, like, cause look, there's ways you could make $10,000 in 30 days, but would it be sustainable? And would you be able to do it consistently? Right? Like if we just handed you, like, think about this. If someone just handed you a client and said, look, this client, here's a client, they're willing to pay, $1,000 a month, they're yours. Like, would you be able to do the work for that client in a way that keeps them on board? Or would you not even know what to do, even if someone just handed you a client, right? So like one of the things I've been talking to people about is the monetary goals and all that stuff are great, but you also want to think about the processes that need to be in place to hit those goals, right? Like what processes need to be happening on a consistent basis for the money to come, right? And if you focus on the processes, the money will just take care of itself because it's a byproduct of the processes. And the processes for someone building a digital agency are, right, having a service to sell, consistently reaching out to new prospects, getting on calls to sell and close those prospects, onboarding those clients, and fulfilling those services, right? Like those are the consistent processes. And, there's like, and you have to think about yourself too. Like, well, at what point are you comfortable doing things, right? Like, we'll just take me, for example. So I'm going to take me, for example.
We're going to use you for an example?
I'm going to use myself as an example because
I love when we use Tom for example.
I had no problem. Reaching out to clients when I had no idea how to fulfill their service. Like it didn't bother me. Like if somebody came to me or I met somebody at a BNI meeting and they were like, hey, I'm interested in social media management, which happened, and I didn't know how to do it, I was like, absolutely, I can help you with that. And I just figured I would figure it out, right? Mm-hmm. But not everyone is comfortable like that. Like you may be the type of person that needs to know how you're going to do fulfillment. Like, well, if I get the client, how am I going to do the fulfillment? Like, I don't just feel comfortable trying to figure it out on the fly. Or, so like you have to figure out what you're comfortable with and then get the pieces in place so that you can do that, right? And if that's you, like if you're the kind of person that says, well, I don't want to try to sell a service that I don't know how to do myself, that's great. That's fine. But like, then you need to realize it's going to take you time to learn how to do the service and do it yourself, right? Like you can't just expect to learn it overnight and then be able to go sell it. Like if that's you, that's okay. But just remember, you have to factor that into the process. Like, okay, now I need to learn how to do this, what I'm going to offer. I'm going to put all that together and then I'm going to go sell it because that's what I feel most comfortable doing, right? But just being realistic about those things and that setup, I think is something that, it's easy to just be like, yeah, I want to make $10,000 in 60. Like I didn't make $10,000 in 60 days when I started. Like, so, maybe focusing on the processes and then also focusing on the clients, right? Like instead of saying, I want to make $10,000 a month, you say, okay, well, look, I don't have any clients right now. How about I'm going to focus on getting my first 3 clients and whatever you need to do to get those 3 clients, right? Like, don't worry about being able to scale your process. Don't worry about whether you're going to be able to take this process and do it for 100 clients. Like, don't worry about any of that. Just focus on getting the first 3 clients. Like, let's get the first 3 clients and then work from there.
Yeah, that's a good point. And you know, the things that Tom mentioned, right? Reaching out to prospects, getting on the phone, making sales, onboarding, fulfilling. Those are all things that do need to happen. Mind you, you do not need to particularly do those things yourself, right? So there may be a certain area that you're not particularly fond of in the whole process. That's where Tom and I started working together, right? Tom, he hated actually doing fulfillment, but he would reach out to people, right? He would bring in customers and lead. So I was outsourcing my selling to Tom. Tom was outsourcing his website building to me. Like, we were using each other in the beginning, right? Like that's where a beneficial relationship partnership started, right? Like, we started working together because there were things that he was good at and there are things that I'm good at that we found helpful to be working with together. And somebody said, like, can we have something along the lines of like an accountability group or partner in this? And I don't even know what they said. The comment went up. Everybody here needs to know right now that you have a group of, there's like 100 people on this stream right now of people that are, you know, in the same place, or maybe 3 steps ahead or 3 steps before. This is your accountability group, right? This is your accountability group. This is where you should be talking about in the Offline Sharks Facebook group. This is where you should be talking about what you're working on, what you need help with. I mean, that's the whole point of being in a little mastermind like this, right? So, you know, be aware that you don't necessarily have to do all those things yourself, but all those things do have to happen. And so it's really about, in the beginning, setting aside the time, getting your stuff together and in order so you can be consistent in all the areas that you need to be in order to bring those customers in, deliver a good product, and obviously make cash and gain some freedom in the process.
Yeah. Well, and people too say to us a lot all the time as well. They're like, yeah, but what's the most important thing? Where should I start? Like, you know, the kind of like the bad news of that is all of it's important, but you have to start somewhere, right? So you have to pick, and it really doesn't, I don't think it matters what thing you pick. You just have to pick something and chip away at getting all the pieces in place. So again,
Tom, I don't know if you guys saw my last YouTube video that went out on Saturday. In that video, I listed out the skills that I had to learn from going from a mechanic to, you know, 6-figure agency owner, 7-figure business owner, whatever. The progression of the skills that I had to learn in order to get all that done. And I listed it in the order of the things that I had to learn in order to do that. And I think for people that are asking that question, that would be helpful to go check out is that video. It's, obviously totally free, and you can go check it out on my YouTube channel right now or after the stream, of course. But yeah.
Yeah, no, but I think that's important, right? Like if you're, you know, when you have a local agency, you're going to have to talk to potential prospects at some point, either through email, messaging, or on the phone. I'm not talking about cold calling, but like even if you're generating inbound leads, like somebody needs to answer those calls, right? So like if that's not something you're comfortable with, like even if somebody could send you 10 inbound calls this week, but you don't know what to do on those calls, like maybe we start there. Like, okay, we need to have but it is, there's quite a few moving pieces, and you just chip away at them until you're comfortable, you know, with each thing. And then you just kind of start making progress. Right. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So
but
true.
You know, it ties into what we're talking about today on the stream with like our favorite foot in the door service too, because, you know, when you're thinking about all this stuff and you're just like, oh my gosh, it's just overwhelming. Like, I don't know what to do. Right. Like, I think there's a couple of good things that you can remember that hopefully will make it easier for you. Number one, the decisions you make now are not permanent. You are not bound to the services, offers, and clients that you get now forever, right? In fact, 99% positive, all of those things will change for you over time. Like they're like, so don't stress too much about trying to find the perfect this and that and everything. Like, especially if you haven't been getting any traction at all, meaning you don't have any clients, like let's just get in the arena. let's just get in the game. Let's just jump in the ring and start throwing some punches and just see what happens, right? Like we may get knocked out or we may land a couple good ones like while we're in there, like, like might as well just do it, right? So, picking a service that gives you an opportunity to get in the ring and actually get some client work and do some different things and try some different stuff, I think is really good. So, the foot in the door service, we can go ahead and tell them, can't we? Can we go ahead and tell them what it is, Nick?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the foot in the door service we're talking about today is websites, right? And something Nick and I both started with, right? Like, so I had the mailer and then I was selling websites on the back end of that. Nick was starting with websites, selling SEO. And the reason we talk about websites quite a bit is because, like, I know a lot of people think, oh, they're old hat. Like everybody has one. Well, they don't. First of all, a lot of businesses don't have one, but your chances of running into someone in your daily life, in your business interactions that needs some kind of help with the website is very high. Like there's a lot of people out there that do websites that don't, like we get a lot of clients that are like, I had this web developer, I can't ever get a hold of them. Like all that kind of stuff happens, right? So your chances of running into somebody who needs help with that is really, really good. It's also what we call an activity-based service, right? Like someone gives you money, you give them a website, transaction over. Like it's not tied to performance, which if you're new is a good thing. Like when you're new and trying to figure all this out, it can give you some relief knowing that you're not tied to the performance, right? Obviously you want to do good work, good quality job, all that stuff, but it's not, once the website's done, you don't not get paid if no traffic comes to it, right? So it's an activity-based service. Plus, it allows you to learn a lot of the other skills that apply to multiple things in your business. Like it allows you to, like, when you do a website, you're going to have to figure out good client communication because you don't want to be spending a ton of time like making edits and going back and forth. Like you do that a couple of times and you're like, I don't want to do this. Like I need to figure out a way to make this work, right? Also, it's a good service that you can easily find people to do the work for you. You can easily find people to help you with creating the content, doing the coding, building the website, right? So you have the ability to work on being able to build a team and do all that stuff, right?
So easy. It really is. It really is. And it's, and Tom, it's so funny that the other, we made a post in the Facebook group asking people if they want our favorite foot in the door service that, we regularly make $3,500 from. Some goofball was like, show me your screenshots of making the money or whatever. And I was just like, I don't think anything we do is based off of BS, right? Like everything we do is based off of actually what we do. So first of all, there's that, right? Second of all, what we're talking about with websites is exactly as Tom said. It is the most like it is kind of like seemingly old school or not a sexy service to sell, but it is the easiest foot in the door because of how easy it is to actually fulfill a website. I mean, I'd be willing to bet that almost everybody in this call right now has access to some sort of a tool or a theme or some kind of setup where they would at least have a starting place, right? A starting place where they could get started. You're not going to be coding some HTML by yourself from scratch, right? Like that's just not going to happen. And there are so many levels and so many layers to it. Like, for example, I'm going to do this. I'm going to Tom, I'm going to show an income screenshot right now. I'm going to do it. I'm going to show an income screenshot. So,
are you saving that question on the board for
I was, and I want to get back to it because it's a really good question. But look, okay. I can't pull up the screen too much because I have sensitive secret squirrel data below with customer information. But you can see, right? Last 30 days, $32,000. This is agency work. All agency stuff, everybody. This is my Agency Square account. Now I have to be really ninja and move move this around this way. Otherwise, I know you're all sharks. You'll go out there and reach out to all my clients, right? So you can see. Can you guys see that? Can you see that, Tom? If I zoom in a little bit.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. These are all SEO clients. These are all recurring. These are all on monthly. But look at this. Below some of that monthly stuff. Website edits, $80. Premium custom website. Oh, crap. Premium custom website. That was on 8/24/2021, $3,600. So that is a deposit on a website. That was just a few days ago. Look, there's another one right below it. New custom website on 8/23, $2,800. Why do we love doing these websites? Here's why. How much work do you think that I myself, the business owner, am going to have to do to fulfill that service? None. Absolutely none. Like I didn't do anything to go out there and get the client. I didn't do anything to close the client. I didn't do anything to do all of that. It's all outsourceable. It's all scalable. And those clients, I mean, there's another one. Here's another one, the final third balance of a website. So the other thing about this is once you build the website, what is the next logical step? It's to bring customers to that website. And you can do that in all the various ways of ads, SEO, social media, all those things. So it's just a good place to start. And then as we talked about on the stream many, many times, websites are like a perishable thing, right? Like as time goes on, they need to be refreshed. Technology changes. All the websites that were made 5 years ago, they need to be rebuilt in 5 years. You know, they need there's new changes, there's new platforms, there's new frameworks. The businesses have changed. So you're never, if you were a website builder and that's all you did, you are never going to run out of work. And for those of you that are sleeping on websites, I say more for us. Honestly, more for us. So don't. I'm just trying to, I'm being, you know, obviously I'm being kind of a not so nice about it, but I'm being sarcastic because it's just the truth, right? It's the truth of the matter.
Yeah. And there's something here. I'm going to show you. I'll let you deal with that question in there. And then I want to show people something that relates to what we're talking about today too.
So Lee says that I was going to go to my first prospect. What are your thoughts? I think you should 100% do it. Get it out of the way. And I can tell you when I met my first prospect, it was nerve-wracking. Like I didn't like it, sweating. I was nervous. I was probably speaking, but no words were coming out. Right, Tom?
Remember when I tried to get you to go to BNI for me and you were like, no.
No. And I'm so glad that I have the self-awareness to say no to that kind of stuff because I would have hated it. But I think, Lee, you should 100% get it out of the way because it's a learning experience. And you may be good at people and sales and all this stuff. I have no idea. But yeah, if they want to meet and you can meet, go ahead and meet. You know, meet for coffee. Go to Starbucks if you don't have an office, whatever. Hear about their project and just come at it from an authentic angle of like, I want to hear more about your business. And if I can help you, I would love to do that. And even if you are, you know, I don't know what level you're at, how many sites you've built in the past or whatever, but just be authentic and genuine, you know, and use Tom and my credibility if you want as a way to kind of get your foot in the door and say like, you know, I'm being mentored by these guys that have these, you know, very successful agencies. They build tons of websites all the time. They're showing me exactly what I need to do to build this website for you. So, you know, I'm not charging a premium price. I just want to earn your business. I'd love to do it for you for $1,000. Most people charge $5,000 for this type of website. But like I said, you know, I just want to build my portfolio and I want to work with you. Just come at it from that angle. Don't like get some huge sticker price in your mind. Like I'm going to sell this thing for $10,000 and then psych yourself out before you get there. Cause I guarantee you, depending on the way a conversation goes, that number that you have in your mind, if you are like a new at selling these types of things is going, your feeling towards that number is going to change. You're going to be like, or at least this is what happened to me. I'm gonna be like, that's too high. That's too low. That's too high. That's too low in my mind. And then when I do the delivery of what I want to ask for pricing, it has no confidence. There's no weight. There's no value. It's not what I'm looking for, you know? So, also if you can do some research, Lee, to prepare for that call, that meetup, that would be really helpful. So if you have some sort of an intake form or a discovery form, send them there so you can see what their existing website is, what they're kind of looking for, perhaps identify if they have a budget. So there are things, those are a couple things that you can do to help your outcomes.
Awesome. I saw some other questions on here that I thought were pretty good. And then I want to show you guys something. I'm actually going to I'm going to show you straight line to getting a website client. You guys are going to love it. There's a YouTube channel. I heard so I saw, this is kind of off topic, but somebody asked what happened to my car. It's still being shipped here.
I stole it.
September 9th.
It's here. It's actually in New York.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. So, well, let me just show you this. So we'll come back to some of these questions. So I'm going to pull up my screen and I'm going to walk you guys through a process. I'm going to show you one way you could go out and get a website client today, this weekend, however you want to do it. So I'm here at Google. So somebody pop in the comments a niche. We need a business type.
Yes, share a niche, but also like the stream. We're about to give you some.
I like this budget. We don't need no stinking.
Give you some good strategy stuff. By the way, I see all the funny comments you guys are all making in there. They're pretty awesome. Just keep them coming. Keep them coming. We may not respond to every single one,
Patty,
but
we'll get back to this question, Patty. You guys want to do
farming?
What is that? What is llama farming?
That's great. That's great. I love that.
So Dorn had a good one in there. Lawn care is a good one. Okay. Oh, where'd it go? Lawn care is a good one. So lawn care is a good one.
Landscaping. Where didn't we? What was the name of that the landscaping website we did? I don't even remember. Is that for the?
Gall. It was for Gall. What was the name of it?
I don't know if they still have it. Cohen Landscaping.
Oh, I don't even know if it's still up.
Yeah, they're not.
Anyway, okay, so let me show you guys something. All right, so we'll use landscaping. So landscaping. Let's say we'll do landscaping in Las Vegas. What the heck? Okay, so I typed in landscaping in Las Vegas, right? So I'm gonna look at these Google Map listings, right? So I'm gonna click View All. Right? Now, here's a couple of things that I would do in this. So here's the ads, right? So we'll get to those in a second. But I would scroll down through here and just kind of see like, oh, here's one already, exclusive landscape. They don't have a website, right? Let's keep going. I'm in a pretty competitive market. Here's another one, no website. So there's Delfano Maintenance 2 with no website, right? So you can see there's a bunch 3. I mean, like if I were to just go through here, I could build up quite a good list of landscaping companies that don't have a website, right? And then one thing I could do is I could, there's a couple things I could do. So if I wanted to build those people a website, I could take something like our website client system theme, right? This is a pre-done theme. I could spend maybe a day or two editing this theme to make a generic landscaping site, right? And then what I would do is I would just reach out to these people that don't have a website and I would say, hey, look, I'm part of this class. One of my projects was to build a website in the landscaping. Obviously, I'm not a landscaper. I don't need this website, but I would just like to get rid of it. You know, normally a site like this would cost a couple grand, but you know, if you like the look of this one, I can do some minor editing to it for you and give it to you for $800 or something like that, right? So that would be one way to do it, right? Another way you could do it is you could go through and look at these sites that are here that already have websites. So maybe you don't want to pick up the phone and call anybody. So, you know, if they don't have a website, you might not be able to find an email address. So let's just start with some of these. Let's look at some of these websites. I'm just going to open up a few on the first. Like, this is just random, right? Like, I didn't research this. I don't know what we are going to see.
Well, a lot of them don't even have websites. I mean,
well, there's some that don't, yeah. But like, let's say we wanted to, like, we don't really feel comfortable picking up the phone and calling people. So let's see. Let's just look at some of these. Oh, that one looks okay.
Frankie says just use Rep Finder, which is also a really good tool to do that.
Yep.
It's a good point,
that
Frankie.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's so many. Everybody that's part of this group should have more than 1 or 3 tools that look for businesses that don't have websites. But if you don't, this is an easy manual way that you can find this.
Yeah, so I would just go through these websites, right? And I would find one that looks kind of crappy. And then I would just like record a little Loom video and say like, look, I'm on your website. This, I don't see any on this list. So you may have to do a little more digging. Let's go back into the throngs here.
The other thing, the other layer to this, everybody, is go look at all the businesses that you frequent on a day-to-day basis, because they already know you, right? Go to your hairdresser or your barber or your pet sitter or your pet groomer, or I don't know. I mean, I don't know what everybody does. Go to your hockey coach or something. Go see if he has a website, right? And go see what it looks like. And if it looks like crap, that's an easy way to get your foot in the door. Like, that person, they know you, they trust you because you have somewhat of a relationship with them. But like doing research on people in your area that the businesses that you frequent is going to be a very valuable tool for you to, sell websites, sell SEO. A lot of like a great foot in the door for SEO is like, hey, I love this place. I come here all week. I tried to look for your business online in Google to leave you a good review, but I couldn't even find you. Are you guys even listed in Google? And then when they say like, yeah, we should be there, you'd be like, I couldn't even find you. That's what I do, right? Like I help businesses get higher in Google. Do you want me to help you with that? Like, that's an easy way to do it.
Yeah. And the reason I kind of point this out is because, I think too, like as we were talking about earlier, this doesn't have to be a big complicated process, right? And spending just a couple of hours a week doing this, like finding people that have crummy looking websites or no websites and reaching out to them. If you did that consistently week after week, you would probably end up with more clients and work than you know what to do with, right? And one of the ways that so when we rolled out Website Client System, which is one of the things, I think you guys probably got an email from us about it. It's an offer we have on AppSumo right now at a special price. But one of the reasons we developed this theme in the first place was because I was running into a lot of local businesses that needed websites, that wanted a website, but the $2,000 to $3,000 price tag was out of their range, right? Like they just didn't have $2,000 to $3,000 to spend on a website. And so we wanted to help those businesses and we wanted to be able to make some money by helping those businesses. So I went to Nick and I was like, hey, Nick, like this is the problem I'm running into. And so Nick said, hey, I think we can fix that. So Nick developed this theme, right? Hired some developers, developed this theme for us. And then the first time I rolled this out, I just went to my local BNI meeting with this theme. And you could do this virtually too, like through Zoom, or you could do it, you could shoot a Loom video doing the same process. But basically what I did is I pulled a couple people aside and I said, hey, I noticed that, you've said you need a website, but you don't really have a big budget for it. Here, let me show you something. And so I just pulled up this theme and I was like, look, this is a theme that I've built from the ground up and I can edit this. Like I can put your logo here. I can change the colors. I can make this copy all about your business. I can make these pictures of your business. But like, if you like the layout of this, right? If you're okay with this layout and you'll just let me edit those few things, instead of costing $2,000 to $3,000, like I can build this site for $500. And I sold 4 of them at that BNI meeting with that straightforward process, right? So I just showed him the template and said, look, this is the thing I've built. If you're okay with I can't change the layout. So if you don't like this layout, then we would probably need to do a custom website. But if you're okay with this layout and I can just change the colors and change the pictures and do that stuff, like it'll give you a really nice looking website and it's super affordable. And the nice thing is the theme makes it really easy to make all those edits and you don't have to spend weeks making the theme, right? Like you can just do them. And so a couple that I have, like, I'll show you.
Don, I'm just joshing around, man. I'm not.
What are you doing?
He said I'm getting that New York attitude. It's funny. Hey, by the way,
look.
Oh, go ahead.
So this is that exact theme that I just showed you, right? And this was one of the people that took me up on that offer. I think they actually paid $800 for this site.
Could have charged way more.
They're an auto dealership, but that is this theme. So it's this exact same theme, but I just did some very, very minor edits to it, added their images, their copy. And look, they had this great website, right? A really nice looking website when they had nothing before. They were like super stoked with this, and it was really easy. It maybe took me, just a few days to put this all together.
Who's into building websites for a fee? Put a 1 in the chat if you are, if that's a service that you offer or you can get behind. Put a 2 if it's like a hard no, like you won't build websites. You're over websites. You think it's not good. I'm hoping that I see a lot of yeses, because like I said, I mean, if there are a lot of 2s, then I mean more for us. But I want to make sure that we have quite a lot of people that are on the same page. Okay, cool. And how many websites for all of you that put a 1 in there? How many of you have sold a website in the last 30 days? It's good. It's a good second question to that, right, Tom?
Yeah. And we have, like, when we do our shout outs in a minute, we have a couple of people in there too.
Nice. Gabriel's asking if the demo content is all there. Yes, Gabriel, that theme that we built comes with demo content. Yep. Yeah.
So look, if you want to, it comes with all that demo content. Yeah.
Kevin sold a website. Norm sold a website. Dorn. Chandra said he sold one. Kyle, nice. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm happy to see that. I mean, I'm happy to see a lot more people. Norm says 2 in the last month since joining our Remote Millionaires partnership program, which is amazing. Wayne says not a website, but 2 funnels. That's awesome too. So, I was going to ask another question, but I don't want to go down that rabbit hole yet.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Raylyn says that she got 1 signed up this week. So that's amazing. So a lot of people are actually signing up websites, selling websites. So let's talk about the progression of that, right? Because how do you scale it? How do you grow it? How do you really kind of build that business?
Hey, Bill, I see your question there. And the issue may be there's 2 themes there. There's a child theme and the regular theme. You should be installing the regular theme. But if you send a ticket into support, we'll get you squared away.
Actually, Bill, if you go to our FAQ section on our support page, that exact issue is there. You'll find a solution for that. Anyway, let's talk about the scaling of this. How do you scale it? How do you grow it? How do you get more customers? How do you deliver the service? How do you provide it to the masses? So the progression for me and Tom was we would find somebody that needed a website and then try to figure out how to build them that website. And what I mean by that is, like, I would look for different types of themes that would maybe look like what they wanted. Very difficult to do, rather than pre-framing and saying more of the strategy, like Tom said, like, I have this website. If you kind of like the look of it, I'll give it to you at a discount, right? That's a great way to do it. So the way that you kind of scale this is you find a theme that you really like, that's easy to use, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to be designing websites all the time. You want to, like, be either have a website designer or developer to be designing the websites for you, or you want to use a theme that you can sell for low ticket, relatively low ticket, $1,000, $2,000, make some customizations, add the details of the business, pictures, things like that, and then ship it out the door, right? You're not trying to spend weeks on a website, and you shouldn't be. That's not, I mean, unless you are somebody that's like a hardcore designer and you get a lot of, passion and you really like that. I can see that. And I know some people are into that, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. But if that's you, you should be charging a lot for your websites. You should be having a massive portfolio of very like high-end type websites. But the way that you do that is find a process, find a theme, find a system that works. And so, I mean, or you guys can just take ours. I mean, we have it on sale right now. How much is it, Tom?
It's like $27. It's like super inexpensive.
$27. And normally it's almost $200, right? I don't know. I can't keep up with the pricing, everybody. It's on a special price right now, $27 if you want it. It not only comes with the theme, but it also comes with the training with the theme. So we show you all of these tips and tricks and strategies that we're using to,
I think there's like in the training. So there's like 4 different methods for selling the website. I think, there's like the liquidation method. There's a couple of other things in there. So we go over some real, just like I said, straight line ways to get a client, right? Just to do some simple outreach and pick up those first 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 clients. Like then you can start systematizing and thinking about raising your prices and doing all that stuff, right? But now imagine you've got 3, 4, 5 clients that you've done something for. Like no one down the road is ever going to know that you only charge those people $500 or $800 for those sites.
Yeah,
like they're not going to know that.
And there's nothing wrong. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? So yeah, if you, a bunch of people are asking for the link. There's a link at the bottom of the screen, offlinesharks.com/favorite FITD. And that's where you can pick it up. It's normally $197, but now it's somewhere around $30. And so it's a total steal. We're just trying to make it accessible for everybody. Cameron said that there's a section in our training that we put together that's called it's called the 4 ways to land website clients. So not only are you getting the theme, but if you like any of the strategy and expertise, I will say that Tom and I would consider us experts at selling websites. We've sold a lot of websites, and we still sell a lot of websites. If you want more of that expertise, you can go pick it up for a $30 product that, I mean, you're not going to find anywhere else with that kind of value. But again, this is a great foot in the door strategy. That's why the link is offlinesharks.com/favorite foot in the door FITD. And we say that because once you make a little cash off this simple website, build trust, demonstrate value to this prospect, the next logical step is to rank this website in Google for SEO, do some reputation marketing, do some social media posting, run some ads, do some paid traffic, build a funnel. Maybe they'll need a logo when they're building their website. Maybe you need to do some graphic design. A website is like the start of any online digital presence. If they do not have a website, all the other arms aren't going to connect, right? So, I mean, they can have a funnel or a website. A website arguably, or a funnel could arguably be their website. It's just not going to have the same type of navigation. I don't want to confuse anybody about funnels and websites right now, but almost every time I get on the phone with a prospect, I always ask, what's your website? Because that is our place to start, right? If somebody's looking to do ads or social media posting or SEO and they don't have a website, the first thing we do is sell them a website. That's the first thing we do, even if that's not like the thing that we're trying to sell them, but it's the easiest thing to point out, like, how come you don't have a website? People are looking for you. We're living in the 21st century. Everybody knows they need to have a website. It's not a hard sell.
One thing I forgot to mention, Nick, and we were talking about you're talking about just paying attention to the businesses you interact with and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
When we went to the F45 place to check it out, like we went and did a free class, I was talking to the owner. They were actually the very first F45 franchise in the United States. And a really nice guy. And he was like, "Oh, what do you do?" And I was like, "Oh, I do marketing. Like, I just moved here from Hawaii. I did this direct mail thing." And he was like, "Direct mail?" He's like, "Are you going to do one here?" And I was like, I don't know. I kind of been thinking about it. And he's like, "Dude, if you do one here," it's like, "I'm totally in." He's like, "We're down." I was like, "Okay."
So funny.
So funny. Yeah. Hey, we should do some, because I know we're talking about websites and people are sharing the sites they're doing and things like that. But before we run out of time here, I want to take a few minutes and really do some shark shout outs, some people that have closed some deals the past week. There's some website deals in here that I think really tie in to what we're doing. Yes, they do have mail in Hawaii.
Yeah, they have mail. They bring it by carrier pigeon or canoe.
Well, when the guy comes around and lights the torch in front of your house at sunset, he drops off the mail. So it's like they got a guy doing a 2-for job there.
Yeah.
You know, they blow the conch shell, let you know it's there. It's really nice.
Somebody asked if it's hosting is included in that the website client system. No, hosting is not included. So your prospect or yourself will either need to set up a hosting account, and we actually talk about that in the training, but it's not included.
Okay. All right. So look, here's some shark shout outs for this week. So normally we do this at the beginning of the show, and we tell you guys to go to this post in the Facebook group, leave a comment, and then we give away some Cash App money at the end. I don't know if we're going to give away Cash App money for this since we
No, you know what we should do is we should just do it right now. Everybody should just go there right now. offlinesharks.com/shoutouts and congratulate everybody.
Oh, look at Cameron.
Look at that.
Oh.
Cameron sold a $3,200 website without even trying. Damn it, Cameron.
I still think we need one of those. I saw somebody driving around here the other day with their thing on their license plate that said Eddie would go. I still think we need something like that for Offline Sharks.
John Lee Thomas, is website client system the same as website Profit Monster? Yes, we did a rebrand when we became adults. We decided to get rid of the website Profit Monster name, and we are now adults, and it is called the website client system. Thank you for pointing that out, John.
Yeah, if you have website Profit Monster, you should have gotten moved into the new members area and all that stuff when we upgraded. So look, let's go through a couple of these shout outs because some of these are really good. So first, right off the bat, Des Green. Big round of applause for Des Green. Secured a client for a new e-com store website, right? 1,800 pounds. 1,800 pounds. That's about what I bench, Nick.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
I beat you to it. All right. So Des, that's awesome, man. New website, e-com store, $1,800. Chris Scott signed 2 new SEO clients in the last 2 weeks, one for 995 pounds a month and one for 885 pounds a month. A couple of weeks away from launching his AGM site as well as getting his first mailer going. So congratulations, Chris.
Damn.
That's awesome.
Nice, Chris.
Yep. Ruben Rothschild, he's been working on his first mailer. He got his first mailer printed and sent out. His second mailer is almost filled up. 3 spots remaining to be sold. That is amazing. Way to go, Ruben. A little applause there for you. Andrew Anderson. I saw this post in the Facebook group and I was like, what? He produced over $60,000 in new organic SEO leads for a client of his. That is like that's like bringing a sledgehammer to the results category.
Right. I wonder what kind of client that was.
I would be interested to know. Yeah. Frank Falcone sold, look at this, e-commerce and photo gallery site for one of the largest worldwide ornamental tropical fish importers, $18,000.
Wow.
$18,000.
Wait, $18,000 for one website?
Yes.
Whoa, Frank. That is pretty massive. $18,000.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And then Gabriel Prada earned 2 new badges on Alignable, local Main Street Mentor of 2021 and Main Street Supporter Honors of 2021. So using Alignable to get in the community and spread the word about what he's doing. So awesome work, everybody.
Wow.
Yeah, go there, leave some comments. Ooh. I love the dancing Batman. That's awesome.
See the comments coming in. So we're gonna pick. Let's just pick a couple people right there. Tom, why don't you just grab a couple off that comment list for some Cash App money?
All right, let's look down the list here. Can I pick Batman?
Yeah, pick Batman. I love that meme. I love Batman.
Let's do Arnell as one.
Okay, Arnell. Cash App money.
Let's do. I'm not sure how to say her first name, but let's do
Sinolv
Netterville.
Nice. Awesome.
Those are our winners.
We will be sending you some Cash App money. If you could put your cash tag in the comments, please. We will. Someone on our team, Shashan on our team, will reach out to you. Make sure that you check your DMs, and she'll be reaching out to you to send you some money.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, man, this hour just flew by.
You know what? Somebody just said, Tom, are we gonna close out right now?
No, go ahead. We still have a few minutes.
Well, I want to do this. I just want to do this at the end if we are going to close out. Is there anything else on our list that we need to?
No, well, actually, here, let me look at this.
Let's give the Batman. Yeah, I don't want to leave the Batman. Whoever put the Batman GIF in there, we're giving you some Cash App money too. Whoever that is.
I think we're good, Nick. We're not gonna do a member of the week this week. We're gonna do that next week.
Okay.
Or maybe the week after. We were talking about that. So yeah, I think we're good with all we wanted to do.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, so I just got a good idea. First of all, I want to say thank you everybody for hanging out with us. This was a great stream. I think Tom and I, we pick a good, like when we get a good topic going, it's interesting for us to kind of riff on it. And I think we're going to kind of continue to do that a little more on these live streams. We would love to, hear your feedback as to, if you like that kind of stream, if you got any value out of today. If you got any value out of today, let us know, of course. If you're looking to do what we were talking about with the websites, getting your foot in the door, if you don't have a good theme, you don't have a good system, you want to know how we position ourselves and do the actual selling without really being salespeople, go to the link on the screen, offlinesharks.com/favorite FITD. Go check out our system. It really is a system because it's the software and the strategy. It's like $30, normally $200. I mean, if you are curious if it works, all you have to do, this thing is legendary. It speaks for itself. If you have ever made money with one of our themes using this type of strategy, please just show us some love in the comments so everybody knows that, it's legit, because it really is. And
yeah.
And then finally, the comment that I wanted to bring up was from.
Was it this one?
Can you
answer that one?
I'm Tom's outsourcer. I already told you that being the screen, Patty.
So Patty, so the thing you want to do if you want to have somebody build these sites for you is just post a job on Upwork and use that theme as your example. Say, I'm looking for somebody to set these themes up and make minor edits. And then your test project would be to have them set one up. You'll be able to find somebody that can probably do it for $8 an hour, I bet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then the other thing is, I'm trying to find this post because there it is. Raving Metrics. What's up? Good to see you here, as always. He's asking about Frank's website that he built, and I thought that this would be a good time to. I know Frank. He's talking about Frank's client's website, and I would love to see that website too. It was, obviously, I don't think it's done. I think he just scored that client. Which, Tom, the revenue from this week in this group. Do we have a metric?
Yeah, hold on. It was a combined total of $23,100.
Good job, Sharks.
That was just the data shared by 3 of the 6 sharks. So we don't really know how much the other 3 generated in revenue, but just from the 3 that posted what they generated in revenue. Impressive.
That's really impressive, Sharks. Seriously. So keep up the good work. Wayne, very funny. Very funny. So I want to go back to Raving Metrics. He was asking to see the website for the client that Frank had sold. I would like to see all of your websites. Share with me your agency website in the comments of this channel. I would love to see what you're all up to. I would love to see your site. I'm sure Tom would too. I'm sure the other members of the community would love to see what you're all up to, what your site looks like, what you're offering. And it might, help us to drum up some discussion. And, a comment that came at the beginning of the stream was like somebody looking for a potential accountability partner or somebody that they can study with or bounce ideas off of. That's what this group is for. So maybe that could be a good starting place. If everybody can just share their agency website of their own, not your clients, of yours, in the comments. Hopefully, we can get some discussion going. We can talk about it a little bit in the threads of this stream. I like your site. How'd you do that? Et cetera, et cetera. And I'm looking forward to see what everybody's got going on. And it's been a really great stream, Tom.
Yeah, it was a really great live show. You guys had great questions. It was fun. I like it when we do these kind of live shows. So I hope you guys got value out of it too. We'll see you inside the Facebook group. Again, if you want to grab a website client system at a big discount, you can do that over at AppSumo. Just follow the link you see on the screen. If you have any questions about anything, Facebook group, or hit us up at offlinesharks.com/support. We'll see you here next Friday. Same shark time, same shark channel. Stay safe out there, everybody. Bye. I'm going to cue the outro.
Let's do it.
Now.
You've been listening to the Sharks Live Show, your weekly local marketing jam session. Every week, packed full of local marketing strategy, tactics, tips, and fun. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this stream. You can stay up to date throughout the week with Nick's YouTube videos at nickponte.com/YouTube and Tom's podcast at tomgaddis.com. We'll be back here next Friday for another Sharks Live Show. Until then, aloha.